check, gotta check. Nice. Always gotta check, guys. What's up, guys? Mahz back again with another video. Today I wanted to tell a funny story. It was not funny at the time, but I learned a valuable lesson early on about riding, having gear, all that stuff. Even now, today it's a bit cloudy. There's a chance that it's gonna rain, and I mean, I have gear, enough gear that I'll be okay. I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie, I'm wearing armor underneath it, but I can handle a little bit of rain. I'm not rainproof, but you know, it is what it is. I also want to be comfortable. So early on, and this really hasn't changed ever since I got the bike. I pretty much ride every day, but early on, I was pretty much riding everywhere, and a good buddy of mine, his sister was getting myself jammed up here. A good buddy of mine, his sister was moving, and he needed help moving. He wanted to go help her move, and he was flying down to help her out. So he said, "Hey Danny, can you come on down, help her out?" And I said, "Absolutely, happy to help." So during this time I was still riding every day and taking the bike everywhere, and they're down in West Palm. So from where I live, that's about 40 miles south, 45 miles south. It's really not far. However, I had only been driving around town, and I still continue to mostly drive around town. I don't take my bike too far. I'd say that is one downside of the Ninja 400. While it can absolutely get up to highway speeds, it's not necessarily made for that, and you know, you can get blown around a little bit. That skinny back tire, you can really tell that you have a skinny back tire in that type of situation. So at that time I really only been driving around town, but I wanted to challenge myself to ride further. And hey, are we going, guys? Well, beep. I wanted to challenge myself to drive further, because this weekend is bike week here in Florida. It's in Daytona, and I had originally planned to go, and I wanted to practice my endurance so that I could ride further. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the bike down to West Palm and help them move. First off, even regardless of the distance, taking the bike, going to help somebody move, which is going to be physically exhausting, you don't really want to ride the bike when you're physically exhausted. Not that it's that physically demanding, but you know, fatigue plays a factor when you're riding. So, you know, that was my first mistake. And like I've said in previous video, my wife was coming to help out, and this is still true to this day. If we're both going out, she'll take the car, I'll take the bike, when we really could ride together in the car. Let's get past this guy. And I still do that. We still do that. This was very much that situation. So the day started early in the day. I took the bike on the turnpike, which, you know, highway, basically a highway. She's following behind me. That was my first time going distance on the turnpike. So my first time doing that, at that time I still didn't have good riding posture. Even the way I gripped the throttle wasn't very good. So that was not very fun. I was like tucking the whole time, trying to stay out of the wind. It was just a shitty situation. So tucking the whole time, my wrist started to hurt, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I just continued to ride. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do this. Halfway through the ride, I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, what did I do? There's so much better ways to learn how to ride further, and not that one. But that's what I did, because I'm an idiot. And so halfway through, I was like, well, you know, I'm already halfway through. I can't, if I turn around and go back, it's the same exact distance as if I was going to my destination. So I made it all the way to the destination. I was like, wow, that was not that fun. And again, this was me being early on. I could do it now and it would probably be fine, but this was like a week into having the bike, so it was not a good time. So we get down there, we help them move, and that was fine. You know, I mean, I hadn't seen my buddy in a while. Known him a long time. He doesn't live around here anymore, so it was just good to be able to spend time with him. So we We help him move, and I guess I didn't expect it to take as long as it was going to. And you know, it took the whole day. And he was like, listen, I want to take you guys out to dinner to show my appreciation for coming and helping out and stuff, which is cool, and what a, you know, a nice thing to do. And I said, yeah, of course. But by this time it started to get dark, and I really didn't prepare. You know, I did not prepare for this being a whole day affair. I didn't prepare at all. I made an impulsive decision to challenge myself to ride further on the bike, and that's what I did. I did not prepare at all. And now after dinner, it's pretty much dark out. It is pitch black. I do have my helmet, but it has a tinted visor on it, so I don't have a clear visor. So I'm driving at night with the tinted visor. First off, don't recommend that. That is stupid. It's almost like as if you got a tinted windshield when you're driving at night, and that's dumb. Most people don't do that. People have tinted windows, and that's cool because you can lower the window, and you have heat in your car, or you have AC. So if you needed to do that, you could still be the temperature that you want to be. So that was the first thing that was fucking dumb. In the middle of the day, this was during, you know, obviously it was winter in Florida. It wasn't too cold out, but it's winter in Florida. During the day it was about, you know, 68, 69, which is fine, and I had my riding jacket, so I had a jacket. I had enough to be warm during the day, but once it came nighttime, it got down to 55 degrees. It was fucking cold, and I had never experienced that on a motorcycle yet. So I was dreading it the whole dinner, knowing that I had to drive home. Knowing it was dark and it was cold. I was not happy about it. And I realized that I had fucked up. It's putting it mildly. So when we're about to start to drive, obviously my wife is there with me. So I know she can follow behind me in case I get into some shit, or just in case, in general. I knew I couldn't get back on the turnpike because it was so cold that I knew I couldn't go highway speeds. I also had a shitty experience the ride down, and I didn't want to do that again. So I was like, we cannot take the highway, which is the fastest way home. It would take about 45 minutes. It would have been the best idea, possibly. Anyway, so we don't take the highway. We're taking back roads from West Palm to Port St. Lucie. And to take back roads from West Palm to Port St. Lucie, you have to go out west and take country roads, okay? So we're like, you know what, that's what we're gonna do. I mapped my GPS, I turned off the, I have an iPhone, so I turned off the tolls, turned off the highways, and mapped my way home. And again, with my wife following behind me. So it started off, we're on Military Trail, or Okeechobee Boulevard, which is right in the middle of West Palm. We took Okeechobee Boulevard to Military Trail, to Beeline Highway, to Pratt Whitney, to Canner Highway, to US 1. All those different highways. Or, if I had taken the Turnpike or 95, it's 95, one road home. And it's a very straightforward ride, and you don't have to go all this distance out west. So again, I didn't do that. So started off on Okeechobee Boulevard, not too bad, going 30-40 miles an hour. I was cold, but it was not too bad. I'm surrounded by cars. There's probably heat coming off the pavement because it wasn't, you know, it was dark, but it wasn't dark for too long at that point. So it wasn't too bad. I was cold, but it was fine. Then I get onto Beeline Highway, and I quickly realized that I was in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no trees on each side. You're literally, it's fucking nowhere. You're nowhere. There's nothing to protect me from the wind. And I'm going like, you know, I start going 55, 60. And I immediately start getting cold. Like, so cold that I'm just so stiff, I could barely move. And it was terrible. So I'm doing that for about 5-10 minutes, and I get I got the opposite of what you'd call heat soaked. I was cold soaked, meaning like my body could no longer stay warm. I like would shrivel up my shoulders into my neck so I can keep the heat in my neck. My hands, my feet, my legs, I was just cold soaked. I was so cold. So I pull over to the side of the road and I find a little development, And my wife pulls over with me because she's probably wondering why the fuck I'm pulling over. And I go over to the car. I was like, I can't do this. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't do this. I'm too cold. She was like, well, you have to do this. And I was just like, no, I'm not gonna, I can't do this. I'm gonna leave my bike here in this development. We'll come get it tomorrow. She was like, you're an idiot. You can't do that. Like, you can't just leave your bike here. Someone could steal it. Someone could knock it over. So many things can happen. You're an idiot. You can't do that. And I was like, I want that. That's what I want to do. And Siri started talking to me. I was like, that's what I want to do. I gotta leave it here. I can't do this. She was like, listen, sit in the car, warm up, and then we'll go at it again. And I was like, okay, fine. So I sat in the car for 15 minutes, got warm, and started going further. Got back on the bike and started to go. Another, God, I don't even know, another 20 minutes. I didn't even make it, 10 miles. I pretty much stopped every 10 miles, but the next 10 miles I did it, I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. She's like, listen, pull over as many times as you need. You get in the car and warm up each time. I will just go further and further and further. And I was like, okay. If I didn't have my wife with me, I can't even imagine what would have happened. I was in such a bad mental space because I was that cold and that miserable during this ride. I like roundabouts, that's fun. Swinging each side. As you guys know, I get quiet during roundabouts because I pay attention so much more. She's like, stop as many times as you need. And I was like, okay, like, I could do this, whatever. I stopped 2 more times on that ride. It was so shitty. I was so cold, so miserable. I'm grateful she was there to motivate me to just do it. Again, I wouldn't have done it. If I was by myself, I would have called her to come pick me up and she probably wouldn't have let me do it anyway. But if I was alone, oh man, I was in such a bad headspace. I regretted my decision. I was like, why the fuck did you want to challenge yourself? Why are you such an idiot? Like, you didn't have to do this. Again, at the end of the day, I could have gotten in the car. If we just rode down together, we could have just gotten in the car and had a normal ride home, a normal 45-minute ride home. So with all those stops and that terrible cold, being terribly cold, terribly miserable, by the time I got home, it was 2 hours later. And I text my buddies in the group chat, because we had the group chat started for the move in the first place. And I texted them and I was like, guys, I'm finally home. And they basically were like, I've been home for an hour, because it took them an hour to get home. And then I just proceeded to tell the story. They were like, I told you you're an idiot. And I was just like, yeah, but like, I wanted to get better at riding distance. So a few major things that I screwed up when I made the decision to do that was first making the decision to do that in the first place. If you want to challenge yourself to drive distances, do it during the day. If it's going to linger into the night, you better make sure you have the appropriate gear at any time, whether you have it in your backpack, whatever it is. But yeah, challenge yourself during the day. Just don't go a full hour drive away and hope for the best. I would do it incrementally, like going 15 miles and 20 miles and 30 miles, so that driving further gets a little bit normal and feels normal and feel more comfortable, and make sure you're not getting too sore, all that stuff. That's my first suggestion that I did not follow, and I've been doing that now. Like I've been riding further and further, but there's only a certain distance that I'll go because I'm slightly traumatized from that experience. If I was riding with a group and like riding with other people and I had the right gear, it wouldn't matter. I'd ride however far I need to go. But for the sake of that, it was super traumatic. It was so bad. I can't even emphasize how bad it was for me. The second thing is the gear part. You know, now whenever I leave the house and I know I'm going to be riding, I always check the weather, check the temperature, I check all that shit. I want to know what I'm getting into. I want to know what the situation I'm going to be in is in, and then I will wear the gear for that. If I'm not going to wear it at that time, I'm going to make sure I have it with me. I always keep layers in my backpack now. I'm so much more prepared as a result of making such a stupid decision. And in terms of the gear I was wearing like a Climawarm Adidas thermal and my motorcycle jacket. So like I was layered up. Like that's probably the most layers I would wear on a bike. So I had what I believed to be enough layers. But the truth is I didn't. So now I would say I'm more prepared. I would love to hear your guys' story on a shitty situation that you put yourself in, similarly to mine, and just what gear you wear in general. Like even now, I'm wearing a hoodie, but underneath the hoodie, I'm wearing very not light armor. It's armor with mesh on it. And in the middle of summer, or even the past few weeks, it's been really hot. I'll just wear that by itself. It's very thin, but it has armor on the chest, on the elbows, on the shoulders, on the back. It almost looks like a Sub-Zero character armor, but it's all black, so it's like a Noob Saibot or a Smoke character armor. I probably look like I'm a stunt rider, and then people ask me to do wheelies, and I can't do that because I'm not at that place yet where I know how to do that. But yeah, people do ask me to do wheelies when I'm pulled up the stoplight. It could just be because I have a motorcycle. So that's like my light armor that I wear for when I want to be cool, like stay cool. And then I have a normal armored jackets, you know, sea level 1 or 2, and then you know, the elbows, the elbows and the shoulders all have hard plastic on it. Those are the jackets I normally wear if I need to stay a little bit warmer. And that's the gear that I have. In terms of my jeans, I have motorcycle jeans that are padded in the hips and the knees, and that's what I wear. I wear over the ankle shoes, I obviously wear gloves, and I wear a helmet. Always wearing a helmet. I'm never not going to wear a helmet. So I'd love to hear what guys, you know, any situations you guys have been in, or what gear you wear. Just because it's cool. It's almost like accessories. Like I have more gear than I need. I have multiple different colors of gear. Like many things, I like to diversify a little bit, and I have a bunch of different shit. And that shit's cool. And I like hearing, like, if I'm the only one who has a shit ton of gear, even though you only wear one set of gear at a time. I don't know what this guy's doing. Listen, I also appreciate those who have commented on my videos. I'm so stoked about that. Obviously, I've been posting videos because I like riding, and it's just I like vlogging while riding. So that's the main reason I've been posting. But then starting to get feedback has been so fucking cool, and it has gotten me so excited. My bad. It has gotten me so excited to keep posting. I got good, good feedback on one of my videos. If you guys enjoy the content, that makes me ecstatic, because I'm going to continue to make videos. And if I'm making them for nobody, I'm making them for nobody. I don't care. Like, I'm going to continue to make videos, because this is what I was going to do anyway. When I got up this morning, or when I left the house, this is what I was going to do anyway, was go riding. So to be able to share that with you guys is a good time for me. So this is a new run that I normally haven't gone on. This is why I wanted to go on this run with you guys. We normally take the beach run, but yeah, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. So that's why we're on this run. It might be super loud because it is windy AF. Anyway, so yeah, I appreciate those who have been liking, commenting. Feel free to leave a subscribe. So click the subscribe button, leave a subscribe, and click the bell. It'll notify you when I have more videos coming up. And I would love to keep making videos for you guys. So yeah, wanted to talk about the importance of gear. Would love to hear what kind of gear you guys have. I have new gloves coming in the mail today. I got some Alpine Stars carbon gloves, which I'm super excited for, because these are just dinky Amazon shits. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and y'all have a good one.